Hey everybody, this is Marvin. Today we're going to share with you about the three main challenges that fast growth companies face and the three things they can do to really take control of the situation and get to the next level. So the first thing we're going to look at is a simple framework. The number one problem that I normally encounter when I'm talking to fast growth companies is that they don't have a clear vision of the future. They don't really know where they're going, and to a certain extent, the ones that don't make it to that next level will have no future because of that lack of clarity up front. And also, the next problem that they face would be this lack of harmony within the team. So it's like having a bunch of teams within the one big company. Everyone's fighting for resources, for um, attention from the leaders, from the founders usually, and it creates just basically just think of it as an orchestra playing their own sheet music and their own instruments at their own time. And the next common problem that we see is a lack of stability because of the lack of clarity of the vision and also this lack of harmony. um, the best people will tend to want to leave because that's not a conducive environment for them to want to stay in, as well as turmoil and instability within the team. Your customers also will tend to not want to stick around if the company doesn't have the stability that they require. So, what are the things that we could look at? Well, the first thing that we want to look at to address this lack of future will be to make sure that there's a clear direction, that everyone in the company knows where we're going. The way we work with our clients here, the first thing we do is to make sure that we have a clear description of what game we're playing. We need to know, using the metaphor of sports, are we playing tennis? Are we playing football? Are we playing golf? How do we keep score? How do we know if we're winning or if we're losing? How do we know what constitutes a yellow card behavior? What constitutes red card behaviors? How do we know what are the white lines, the boundaries, the playing field that we're playing in? So that needs to be clear. And secondly, we also need to be clear on the emotional aspects of why are we playing this game? What's the bigger purpose? How are we going to contribute to society? What's the emotional fuel that we're going to use to tie all the stakeholders together? The next thing we're going to be looking at would be a leadership alignment. This creates a sense of harmony because everyone is looking at the same way and running in the same rhythm, and we're getting the job done in a well organized fashion. People are encouraging each other. People are pushing each other. People are saying what needs to be said at times when they need to be said. And here, the main functions that we normally work on would be to create a leadership pipeline. How can we create an organization that's not overly dependent on one star talent? How can we create a conveyor belt of future leaders that can always step up, making sure that we have the right people in the right seats in the right place, doing the right things? The second one leading to doing the right things is we need to make sure we define what are the winning habits. Just like in any sports teams, once you got the right players in, you know what the objective of the competition in is. You're going to need to think about, okay, how often do our team need to train? How often does our team need to recover? What do we do to make sure that we're aligned all the time? What do we do to make sure that we're prepared for every single game? So all these things have to be transferred into your company as well, so that that the number one job of the leadership team is to create this high performing culture, so that the team can actually perform and produce the third component, which is optimal performance. That environment that we create in the leadership alignment part of things will allow people to perform optimally if they have, number one, clear tactics, if they know exactly what they're supposed to do to get a good job in each of their goals and tasks, and if there are clear metrics that we know can be used to make decisions from, not metrics to be used to say whether this person is good enough, but metrics to be used to say what do we need to do next to improve. Okay, so again, using the sports metaphor, it's about beating our personal bests. What is our personal best on every single area of detail that creates impact in our business? We want to make sure they're measured. We want to make sure that they're improved upon. So, what does it? What do these three things allow you to do apart from getting rid of the lack of harmony, lack of stability, and lack of clear future? Would be if you have clear direction and if you have optimal performance, you'll have a team that can create meaningful impact. Right? You have the dream and you can make it happen. If there's a leadership alignment and there's optimal performance going on, then you can have predictable growth, which is what every business wants. And then if your leaders are aligned, you've got strong leaders, and there's a clear mission that's pulling them forwards, then you're going to have a positive culture, right? And if you have an organization with a positive culture, predictable growth, and pursuing meaningful impact, you're going to have a next level organization. Hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you next time.